Hello, everybody. Welcome to English Understand Easy channel. And today I will talk about three things at once. Let me share my screen with you and introduce you to phrases, clauses, and tenses. What are they? Well, they are part of sentence. And why am I talking about all three of them? If I present to you how huge subject it is, then we will be here for a very long time. So here are phrases, here are clauses, and further on are tenses. Now, I have to talk about them all in one group, and then I will make separate video just for clauses, separate video for tenses, and separate video for phrases, phrase, clause, tense. Okay, so at the beginning, I will talk about definitions of all the three of them. So what is phrase? A phrase is, in English grammar, a group of words that work together as one unit. So, for example, in the garden, it's a phrase. It is one unit. But these units do not contain or include or have, so if I will change it to have, do not have a subject and a main verb. So here is both a subject and a main verb in a complete way. So in complete phrase. I will change it in this one, in complete phrase, okay? Now, why am I doing this? Well, you will learn it in a second. Because of that, a phrase is not a full sentence. So I will highlight it in a red color because it's extremely important. Phrase is not a full sentence, but it is a group of words that work together as one unit. Simple definition is a phrase adds meaning to a sentence, which is very important. So I will write it this way and really highlight it. A phrase adds meaning to a sentence. And this part I will write separately. It can act like a noun, adjective, adverb, or verb part. Now, a phrase adds meaning to a sentence. I will explain it a little bit lower. Here are some examples in the garden. I am resting. Is that full sentence? Yes, but I can say in the garden. And that is a phrase of the sentence. Then these phrases, they work together, but they are not complete sentences. So again, this time I will delete this part. And instead of that, I will write few examples. So I am resting in the garden. So, full stop. I, subject, am, helping verb be, resting, verb 1, if you want that way, in present continuous tense, in preposition of place, the garden. Here is in the garden. So what I will do, I will make this part very simple and let the phrase only stand up so you would see the example. Here is very happy. Okay. The winner is a very happy person. Now, the winner is subject, is helping verb be, a very, that's adjective, or I would say intensifier, happy, that is adjective, person. So we have this part as the part of the sentence. A very happy person. Can I say the winner is person? Yes, I can. Can I say I am resting? Yes, I can. So the phrase in the garden, very happy, that's additional information. Okay. I can say after lunch. So I will do my homework after lunch with my classmates. How about that? Wow, now I have a problem. I will do my homework, but after lunch. So I will do my homework after lunch. Wrong? Here. After lunch. Is that good enough information? What do you think? It can stand on its own, right? So I add with my classmates, which is perfectly normal. So there are additional 2 examples, and you can work on them by yourself. Now, here we come to main types of phrases. I will skip that for now, and I will come straight to how we use phrases. And one more thing, I will explain everything about phrases when I will make video only about phrases. Otherwise, I would be sitting here for 2 hours. You would get tired and you wouldn't know anything. Okay? How we use phrases? We use phrases to add detail. The car in the garage is mine. All right. There is another one. The car is mine. Can I say that? Can I say that? Yes, I can. That is perfect sentence. But in the garage is mine. So I will add additional information just for fun. The car parked at front of the house is old car. I will say, okay, old car. That's enough. The car parked at front of the house. the car parked in the garage, not in my garage, in the garage is my Ferrari. How about that? It's my brand new, it's my new Ferrari. So now we have the car is mine, simple information. But then we have the car. Actually, I didn't have to do that. I will just write it this way in more details. The car parked at front of the house. So I will have the car parked at front of the house is a phrase. Okay, at front of the house is a phrase. It is additional detail to the sentence that I'm saying. The car parked in the garage is my new Ferrari. Ooh. So, does it make difference? So I will come home and I said, hey, Mama, Papa, I bought a car. I bought myself a first car. Oh, really? Is it that old car at front of the house? No, no, just look into the garage. But there is new Ferrari. Yeah, that's mine. So you can see that the extra information brings completely different feeling, excitement into your speech. Phrase describe people or things. The girl with long hair is my sister. The girl is my sister, but there is 15 of them standing. No, it is the one with long hair. And you can add with long hair and pink ribbon. And I forgot, and a pink ribbon is my sister. Now you know exactly who she is. So with a long hair and a pink ribbon, it's that extra information that is very important for recognizing my sister or telling my friends, this is my sister. The girl is my sister. Which one? There is 15 of them. Now you know. Show time or place. We arrived at noon. That is time. They waited near the station. They waited for us near the station. That is better. So this is what we use phrases for. We tell better truth or better information or exact information. Okay? Make sense or make senses more natural. Instead of he spoke better, he spoke with confidence. It's excellent example. Now we are getting to important difference between phrase and sentence. Now, phrase is in the house. A phrase is not a sentence. So I highlight it again with a red color because phrase is part of the sentence. Sentence, he is in the house. A sentence has a subject plus verb plus complete meaning. So this I will highlight in different color, and I will make it more visible. So this is very important. So remember, the phrase is part of the sentence. It adds more details to what the speaker is saying or to the sense of what we are talking about. Now I have over here quick reference about phrase and clause in English grammar. You don't know yet what is clause, but over here I will describe it very simply. Phrase is a group of words working together. Okay, that's fine. Let's get orange. Clause is a group of words with subject and verb. Now you learn how important it is when I was teaching and explaining how important it is to know these details that seems to be so unnecessary. Why do I have to learn that stupid thing? It's important that I know that it's good enough if I say, I can learn, I can swim, I walk. Well, that's not English. That's English words in short sentence, and it is the fundamentals of where you start learning English. So I will skip the phrase over here, and I will go straight to clauses. Now, what is clause? This is very interesting subject, and I love it. You will find out very soon why. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. Examples, these have subject and verb. She runs. Can it stand by itself as a sentence? Yes, it can. They are studying. So let's make it sentence. She runs. That's a good enough. That's a nice sentence. They are studying. They are studying. That's a nice sentence. So this is present simple tense. This is present continuous tense. The dog barked. Beautiful. This is perfect past simple tense. I mean, past simple tense. The dog barked. And it's complete sentence. Only over here, this is a clause. But clause, watch out, is part of the sentence. Okay? Only because I wrote it as a sentence, that is just an example of independent clause. Now, what I can do over here, and I will make it very simple. She runs every day to be ready for the Olympics. Right? So this is just a part of the sentence, complete sentence. As you can see, she runs, yes, but every day to be ready for the Olympics. Over here, we can use exactly same example, but I will change it. They are studying for the graduation. They are studying more than ever. So for the graduation, they are studying, more than ever. Yes, why not? I will leave it as it is. The only difference is they are studying. Can it stand on its own? Sure, it can. So the dog barked. Wow. No. Our neighbor's dog barked all night. So our neighbors is just part of the sentence. Dog barked all night. Can we leave it that way? Sure we can. Dog barked is a clause. Why it is not phrase? Because it has subject and verb. It has subject, helping verb, and verb. It has subject and verb. Phrase doesn't have that. Look at phrase. In the garden, there is no subject. There's only object. There is no action verb. Very happy. After lunch, the tall boy. Here is running, but is running, but we don't know if the time is running out, if the person is running in race, if somebody is running after the bus because it was late. We don't know what the word running is standing for. That's why a phrase adds meaning to a sentence, but clause is group of words that contains a subject and a verb. That means it can stand on its own or may not, but that we will find right now. So there are two types of clauses, and here I will use color again. Independent clause, and let's make it green. I like green. Can stand alone as a sentence. She is tired. This is independent clause. We can write it and stop right there. As you can see, it's independent clause. We went home because it was raining. But who cares about that part? We went home. Does it stand on its own? Yes, it does. We will stay at home if the car is not going to be fixed before the event. So we will stay at home if the car is not fixed before the event. So we will stay at home. Can it stand on its own? Yes, it can. These are complete thoughts. All right. So I will, like I said, I will use color for that because it's very important. Now we have dependent clause. Dependent clause, and I will make it brown, has subject plus verb, but cannot stand alone. Okay? This is very important. You know what? I will underline this part because it's very important. Not with this one. I like this one. And this one cannot stand alone. All right? Now, why cannot stand alone? Even though it has a subject and verb, it still cannot stand alone. Because of this. Because she worked hard. There is this because. So she is tired because she worked hard. Now, can I change it this way? She's tired because she worked hard. So, because she worked hard is dependent clause. All right? So, because she worked hard, so what? There is no explanation. It is just dependent clause. Without independent clause, dependent clause doesn't make sense. We went home when we arrived. Sure, let's make a sentence that you will understand as an example. So I will type. We went home. We went home when we arrived from the trip back to town. Now I have it all in brown. Let's make it different. We went home is independent clause. So this will be green. We went home. I think it's this one. No. What green is it? Yes. We went home when we arrived, and this is the rest of the sentence. It will be black and not bold. So we went home when we arrived. Can it stand on its own? Sure it can. But we can talk more about it or less about it. We went home. That's enough. We will stay at home if it rains. Oh, okay. This is dependent clause. And the sentence would be, we will stay at home. We will stay at home if it rains. If it rains. Now, I didn't forget anything. I purposely missed one thing that I will explain immediately. We will stay at home is independent clause. It can stand on its own. If it rains is dependent clause, right? Perfect. Now I have comma over here, but I didn't write a comma over here. Why? Because I can say we went home when we arrived, and when is nothing else but, and we studied that already, a relative pronoun, because it's in the middle of the sentence. But if I put comma over here, we went home when we arrived. Now you can continue from the tree back to town, or you can make a full stop and continue. We were so tired from the trip because the train was crowded with people. So you see, you can play with clauses, creating clauses. You can play with English grammar so beautifully that you don't have to be afraid of any kind of rules or um, laws, and I don't know what else to say, because English grammar is very flexible if you know what is clause, what is phrase, what is noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, verb, what is tense. Yes, it's a lot, but these are fundamentals. That means that's basic. All you need to learn to understand the basics of English grammar, and you can create beautiful speech. You can talk very comfortably, very beautifully, especially if you are able to learn also the proper accent. And about accent, I will talk another time because it's really funny a funny subject, even though it's not really funny when it comes to embarrassment, for example. All right. So I will leave it as it is, and I will come here. These need another clause. These who. So let's make it this way. These dependent clauses need another, and I will write over here, independent clause. And I will write capital I purposely and make it bold, because without independent clause, dependent clauses are useless. For example, children are saying, "Teacher, go toilet." Something wrong here, right? I know my students are laughing a lot, but the students, because they didn't learn this properly, they say that quite often. So over here we have compare carefully, phrase after the movie, no subject doing action. Clause after the movie ended. Subject, movie, verb, ended. We went home after the movie ended. Both clauses in the sentence. Both clauses are in the sentence. Now, I'm not going to color it. It will be up to you to explain it. But what I want to say is I will come to a subject, or sorry, an example. These are nice examples as well. And here are examples in a real sentence. Now, what the clauses can do in your speech. She waited at the bus stop. This is phrase. But the sentence is complete. She waited until the bus came. This is a clause. She waited. It's independent clause. Until the bus came, dependent clause. But if you compare these two sentences, they say exactly same thing. I smiled with happiness. I smiled because I was happy. Phrase, Klaus. Both sentences are saying exactly same thing. The only difference is your choice, your creativity, and your understanding in English grammar. Some people say, instead of I was late, rain. Yeah, I understand. But the proper English is I was late because it rained. Sounds really different. Don't be afraid to say what is correct. All right? Now, how do they work? Phrase, no full subject plus verb adds detail to the sentence or to the story. Clause, group of words with subject and verb. Now, clause, we have to build meaning, but we have to distinguish between independent and dependent. And what are tenses? Form of the verb, shows time and aspect. Wow, what is time? Does it mean 6 p.m. or 3 a.m. or anything like that? No. Shows time means that they are from the present, today, from the past, or in the future. And we already studied tenses, and you know everything about tenses from previous video. So I will only say, tense tells us when something happens in the past, in the present, or in the future. Sometimes how it happens, or shows time, past, present, future again, and aspect, all actions that happens in the time. So if I would have present perfect or past perfect times, these aspects are very different than from present simple or present continuous, and certainly they are very different in past perfect from past simple and past continuous. Future never changes. We are just using the verb will, which is future form of verb be. Now, example of tenses in use, they are here. I will talk about them later on because there is knowledge already recorded in the video earlier, and you had the option to study it a number of times. Now I will have just explain simple structural model. Think of English like this. Sentence is clause plus phrase. Clause is subject plus verb in the same tense, okay? And phrase is extra information. Practical use in speaking, weak English, yesterday me go market, teacher toilet, teacher to go toilet. So correct English, I went to the market yesterday. Teacher, I need to go to toilet. Teacher, can I go to toilet? Teacher, go to toilet. No, say it properly. No, teacher, no, I must toilet, go toilet. I understand you, but I want you to speak English instead using English words only. So clause gives structure, then gives action in time. So I will add over here action in time. Okay, and again it's past, present, or future. And phrase gives details. That's exactly what you need really right now. And very important information, which I will repeat 3 more times. You cannot have tense without a clause. And you cannot build meaningful communication without tense. Once again, you cannot have tense without a clause, and you cannot build meaningful communication without tense. If you don't understand, you can return in this video. Other than that, I will make 3 more videos on clause only, phrases only, and I will repeat tenses again, but not as in details as I already did it. I will only explain the relationship between tenses with a clause and tenses with phrases. Okay? I know it sounds scary. It's not scary. It's easy. Just you have to learn to understand what you probably missed in earlier days. Okay? Everybody, have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.